Hey everyone, it's Ryzen.
And Liz.
Welcome to the Jets are going to destroy the Patriots. Anyway, go over the injury list.
It's a doozy.
It's bad. Bentley's out for the season. He tore his, I think, his pec.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Vidarian Lowe somehow blew his knee out. I don't know how. He doesn't block anybody. So, I don't know. I mean, Okafor is already off the team because he had apparently a mental problem.
Or a hissy fit, basically.
I don't know. Some mental health reason. But the guy has basically been lazy like Trent Brown his entire career, so
Whatever.
who knows what actually happened. He certainly wasn't putting a lot of effort out there to begin with. City Stowe's still hurt. I'm guessing he'll be gone for a long time with his ankle. O'Shane Zimenez is now on IR. Not that he matters much. He's more of a depth guy.
Yeah.
And they got Andrews questionable with a hip. This team doesn't have a backup center. In fact, because their backup center got injured. And they were using a guard as a backup center in preseason, and it was a disaster. They were snapping the ball into the ground, so that's going to be fun.
That was bad.
Owenwu is also injured. I'd say he's your only good offensive lineman. Well, Leighton Robinson's been good. But it's not like Mike Owenwu has been all that good at right tackle this year so far.
Right.
He really hasn't been. So, I don't know, but losing him, I don't even know who you would put there. Because you're already putting Caden Wallace at left tackle.
Do they have any other depth at the line? I don't know.
I don't know. Become a practice squad guy, I guess.
I guess. That's still horrendous.
I mean, they've already got Michael Jordan out there at left guard.
I know.
And he's not the Michael Jordan you want out there.
No, he's not.
Believe me. I mean, they're very lucky that Leighton Robinson is a starting quality guard, frankly. Jabril Peppers is out. He's questionable with a shoulder. Dietrich Wise questionable with a shoulder.
They'll both play.
Probably both play, but I don't know. I'm guessing Owenwu and Andrews will still be out there because they don't have anybody else.
I know, they really don't.
But I don't know. I mean, look, the line is terrible. It's just terrible. The Jets basically have almost nobody out. They have Jermaine Johnson out.
I think he's done for the year.
Yeah, I think he got hurt bad. C.J. Mosley is also injured, which that's a big problem if he doesn't play.
He's what, a corner?
No, he's their linebacker. He's
linebacker.
He's a really good linebacker. He injured his toe. So that kind of sucks for them. But that's their only really important issue. Because they just removed Breece Hall from the list. They took off Michael Carter II. Breece Hall coming back is big. DJ Reed is off the list. Tyron Smith's off the list. The Patriots, they removed Jennings came off the list, so that's good. Leighton Robinson coming off the list is big. And Marcus Jones is off the list. So
I didn't even know Marcus Jones was on the list.
yeah, he was on there last week. I don't know. So
I don't know what this Jets team is going to be like.
yeah, the Jets, the Patriots tend to play them well no matter who they have out there, which is always strange. But this Jets team is actually pretty good, except for, well, they have line issues like we do. Not as bad because nobody's as bad as our line, but they do have line issues. So, you know, Keon White probably have a really big game in this one.
He's in the top 3 right now for.
Yeah, he's one of the best pass rushers in football this year.
He's really
so
good.
That's
what everybody said he was going to be.
There's a reason they let Juzon walk.
Yeah.
Or they traded him.
Everybody said he was going to be a monster, and well, it turns out he is.
He should have been starting last year, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, their only real hope is to get a lot of pressure on Rodgers because Rodgers is old now.
Right.
So he's not really the mobile quarterback he used to be. But because if they don't get pressure, he's gonna
He'll just torch them.
he'll torch them with dink and dunking all game.
Right.
Um,
For the Patriots, they need to throw the damn ball.
They can't. They're going to be running the ball, but now they have no. I don't know who they're going to do for jumbo package. So I don't know. I mean, their only offense is running the ball out of jumbo. Literally, that's their only offense.
Oh, that's what that's called, is jumbo?
Yeah, it's a jumbo package where you get. This is what everybody calls it. It's where you get the 6 linemen.
Oh.
Except Caden Wallace was your 6 lineman.
Oh. Can like Hooper or Henry? Henry's more of a passer, right? What is Hooper? Can Hooper block at all as a tight end?
He's not really a blocking tight end.
No, I didn't think so. I didn't know.
They don't really have one.
They don't have anybody like that?
that's what's weird about the roster construction of the tight ends. Because they wanted to keep Jaheim Bell on the roster, they really don't have a blocking tight end. Hooper's probably their best one, and he's not. It's not like it's his forte.
Right.
I mean, honestly, the blocking from tight ends has really gone downhill in the league as a whole, frankly.
Yeah, they're not really used. They're not really used like that anymore.
It's why I think Gronkowski's the best tight end of all time. Way better than even Kelsey, because Kelsey doesn't block.
Yeah, Gronk can do both.
It's why I don't. That's why I think Gronk is just better. Was better than Kelsey. If you're a tight end, man, you got to block. Like, it's an important part of the position. But
yeah,
whatever.
all the tight ends they've had in the past were blocked. They
could
do both.
It drives me nuts when people claim Kelsey is better than Gronk.
Nah.
No way. Gronk blocked as good as an all-pro left tackle. When Kelsey does that, you can get back to me on that. But, until he learns to block, no. Anyway, I would expect the Patriots to get absolutely destroyed. If they had beaten Seattle, I might have given them a prayer. But the fact that they struggled against Seattle so mightily that they couldn't even do anything remotely aggressive in overtime, they just have no offense whatsoever. I mean, they got another 50% pressure rate again against them, some astronomical number.
You think it'll be like a low-scoring game?
I mean, probably, because the Patriots' defense is still quite good. The secondary wasn't as bad as it appeared last week, having looked at the tape, but still wasn't their best performance.
Gonzalez is still really good. There's no question.
He was actually still good outside of the blown
play
coverage. I went back and looked.
I looked at his numbers over all the good receivers he's covered, and he's only given up like 150 yards.
A lot of Metcalf's yards last week was the blown play. That was half of it. And then a lot of it came off of zone, where Gonzalez wasn't really directly covering him. But obviously he had a good game last week.
He's still fantastic in my mind.
But Gonzalez is still going to be one of the best corners in football. Yeah, I mean, their only hope is that they somehow run the ball effectively, which, good luck. And they keep it a low-scoring game and force a couple of turnovers deep in Jets territory is really their only hope.
It's possible.
I mean, they do get more. Look, their offense is better than last year. I don't think anybody can deny that at this point.
They can at least do something.
They at least get, 4 or 5 drives a game that at least go into field goal range.
Right.
There were games last year, guys, where
they wouldn't do that at all.
They wouldn't even get to midfield.
I know.
Like, literally. But they've had, I mean...
They had an 80-yard fucking drive last game, right?
They had 2 of them.
2, yeah.
No, they had one against the Seattle Seahawks. They had another one against
the Bengals. Yeah. They didn't do any of
that
last year.
Their first drive, or I think it was their second drive, against Seattle was a really long touchdown drive.
They didn't do any of that stuff last year.
There are times when they do move the football.
Right.
They just can't do it consistently.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
And they have red zone problems, but at least they get to the red zone sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is a massive improvement. So, I mean, their record might be equal or worse because their schedule is way harder, but their offense is better.
Oh, their schedule is absurd.
But they do need to find a way to be using their receivers more because...
Clearly, because...
Frankly, I mean, they got Douglas pretty much
bitching in the locker room.
Loudly now. He got no targets last week. I'm sorry, unacceptable.
Yeah.
He's your best receiver, and you're giving him no targets? No, that's... And you look at the film, and there were times he was open. And there's just no excuse on Jacoby's part to not hit them.
There were many times he was open.
I don't understand why he's not your first read. I just don't understand.
I don't either.
And he's open quick.
Right.
So he's a good player. There's no excuse. And there were times Polk is open, and he just isn't looking at him.
Right. He needs to just get in sync with the receivers. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, if you piss off Douglas and he asks for a trade, you are screwed. You're screwed. Because he's supposed to be your future.
Right.
So I would make sure he gets plenty of targets this game.
I would too.
Like, he better get like 8 or 9 targets because he's already pissed off. So you better have plays designed for him.
Right.
Because the last thing you want is an upset Demario Douglas.
Right. You don't want to risk losing him.
No. So I would specifically design plays for him this week before that escalates into a massive problem.
Right.
But anyway, I don't expect them to win. The Jets are a better team, significantly.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Apparently Drake May was taking 50% of the first team snaps in practice.
He's taking that many because they're worried Jacoby is going to get hurt.
A lot of people on the internet seem to think, and they seem to suggest, they should start him against Miami in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. And I don't think so.
No, they're not going to do that.
Mm-mm.
As long as Jacoby stops taking those stupid sacks like he took last week against Seattle, which was inexcusable, I'm hesitant to want to put May behind that line. But, I mean, if Jacoby starts making really dumb decisions like that,
maybe they'll
then
have
what's
to.
the point of having a veteran?
Right.
But at the same time, I don't really want Drake May to get creamed behind that line.
Right. Like, it's like with the Bears. You could say it with the Bears almost. It's only a matter of time until Caleb Williams get killed.
Yeah, their line's terrible.
He took like 8 sacks.
By the way,
game.
Caleb Williams has been god-awful so far.
I know.
And not necessarily all his fault, but he hasn't really helped his case at all.
Yeah,
the line has been terrible for them.
Yeah, the strange thing, though, is that obviously they traded Justin Fields to the Steelers, and the Steelers are 2-0.
But the problem is that, Washington doesn't have a great line, and Jaden Daniels is doing significantly better than Caleb Williams. Like, significantly.
Right, that's like the argument people make. Well, Drake May can be mobile, he can get out there and run.
Yes.
Do they throw him out there? I don't know.
think Drake May probably is more suited to playing behind a line that is this horrible, but do you want to risk it? I don't know.
I don't either.
Because you don't have really great receiving core. You don't have... I think you have an average receiving core, but you have a terrible line.
Right.
And, you already ruined Mac Jones. You want to risk it with Drake May, who's got much higher ceiling.
Right.
I think he's got the highest ceiling of any of the quarterbacks drafted. I think he's going to be, if all goes well, the best of the top 3 quarterbacks.
Eventually.
But that were picked this year.
Right, eventually, yeah.
But you got to do this right. But anyway, we'll recap the game afterwards. It's a Thursday game, which sucks. But whatever.
Hey, it's their only primetime game.
Yeah, thank God, because I don't want to watch this team in primetime.
Unless something else gets flexed later on.
Yeah, unless they somehow win like 10 games.
Which ain't happening. All you fools who think they're going to win 10 games.
They'll be lucky to win 5.
Yeah.
I mean, they went 6 games. That's like a miracle.
It would be.
But whatever. Anyway, this is Ryzen.
And Blizz.
Thanks for watching. Take care.